Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I am Lisa Cortez, a certified life coach, and I have dedicated my work to helping women specifically because I really do believe that when a woman knows her worth, knows who she is, and more than knows her worth but understands it, she becomes unstoppable. If you are interested in all things inner work, femininity, healthy habits, confidence, self-worth, all things personal growth, then this is the channel for you. So why don't you just subscribe already? So I wanted to talk about something specific as it relates to Proverbs 31. Now I know that everybody's like, oh yes, I want to be the Proverbs 31 woman, and that is the goal for a godly woman within the faith sphere, right? Here's the thing. Proverbs 31 verse 12 is really what I want to talk about today. It says, she does him good and not harm all the days of her life. Wow. If you heard that, that's a call. We'll wait. Okay, we only need to eat one strawberry. Okay, let's hop back in. So, Proverbs 31 verse 12, and this comes from the English Standard Version. She does him harm and not good. What? Okay, thanks, Carl. It reads, she does him good and not harm all the days of her life. Not just when they're married, all the days of her life. And I thought that was very interesting because, number one, that means before you find your husband, you are all ready to do him well in every single day. How are you caring for yourself, right? How are you honoring yourself? How are you honoring the body and the temple that God's given you? And how are you protecting it? Like, if one day your husband asks you, well, what does your history look like? I'm not about to say any weird words because I don't want to get this video taken down. But if he genuinely asks you, or this conversation comes up, as it naturally should in any healthy relationship where you're talking about all the things before you get married, like what does your history look like? Am I first? Am I like, what? Hello, okay? What if that day comes around and you are actually able to say, you are my first? And if that's not true, then what if you're able to say, you know what, there was a time where this and this and this happened and I was doing all of these things, but I made a commitment to myself, to God, and to my future husband that at this point moving forward, it would be different. Like, what if you could honor him in that way? It's just so fascinating to me because when you hear this verse initially, you go, oh yeah, your husband. No, but you weren't always married. Like, what did you do in the years leading up to it? I really feel like this verse highlights a woman's honor and faithfulness and service to be consistent throughout her life, right? Like, it's a daily practice. It's not a one-time thing. How are you training yourself even to think about men? I know that we can argue there's a boatload of guys that are not up to the mark and is not husband material, right? But what about the ones who are? So how are we training our minds? Are we just training it to like blanket all the men as one label, as really ugly labels actually? Or are we willing and able to go, you know what, there's a lot that I see that I don't agree with, and that's not the type of man that I want. But this type of man that I do want, he's out there somewhere. God knows when I'll find him. So not only just your purity, but also how do you respect men in general? Are you working on yourself to unlearn unhealthy behaviors like becoming defensive and to unlearn operating from the space where you have to have control or else? Like, what are you doing to be ready for him, to honor him, so that when he does show up, you have already done the work? It's literally just a missing puzzle piece that fits perfectly. And then of course we can talk about, well, when you are actually in the marriage or the relationship, like doing him well is more than service. And this is specifically for the wives because there are boundaries in dating, even engagement, and then of course marriage is the ultimate, like, yes, I'm fully of you. I do these things and I hold these responsibilities in this relationship, not because I'm told I must, but because I genuinely honor and respect you, and that's the kind of woman that I want to be. When we talk about it in terms of now you've actually found your person, it's more than doing the chores. It's more than making the food. It's about nurturing. It's about encouraging. It's about being a presence that does him good. And I know that that's hard, but do you have a nurturing nature? Are you encouraging your man, or are you breaking him down? Are you belittling him? Are you disrespecting him? Are you making him question his worth? Making him doubt himself as a man? Like, what does your presence do for him? Does it bring life, or does it bring tension and confusion and strife, right? Are you able to listen without judgment in a conversation where he's sharing his heart, but maybe he's frustrated? Are you able to celebrate his victories, or is it a competition? Are you able to support him through the challenges when he is struggling, or do you look down on him for struggling, for not being man enough to not be struggling? The point is, this Proverbs 31 woman does him good all the days of her life. She elevates him emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. And yes, you can say, okay, but it sounds like the woman's doing a whole lot. Well, you know what? The man is a whole lot too, but we're not talking to them right now. Okay, it's not just about submitting to him at his every whim. Okay, that's a different conversation. But what we are pointing to is, with the way that you think towards him, are you always thinking the worst about him, or are you trying to think the best? Are you trying to see him in a good light, even when your fears and your insecurities show up? And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. Like, these are really real things that we deal with. The cool thing is that if we try to be this woman who does our husbands, our God-given husbands, well all the days of our lives, in our own strength, we will fail. We will be defensive, reacting at everything, act out of fear and insecurity and assumption, become argumentative and ugly in some ways. But if we make this an act of worship, not to him, but to our God, we will love him with a kind of love that does do him well all the days of our lives. Even when he's not in his A game and he needs that extra little punch of love and respect that day, we can do that because it's not in our own strength. It's from somebody so much greater than you and him put together. Doing him well impacts the feel of the home. Does he come home and he's like, can't wait to leave for work in the morning again? Or does he come home and he's like, oh my gosh, I miss this place. Thank you. I don't want to leave home. Like, what are we doing? It's very multifaceted, okay? It's who were you before you met him? How did you carry yourself? How did you prepare for him? How did you train your mind to think about men, to speak about men? And then once you actually show up, how do you nurture him? Is it all about you, or are you okay to also pour into him? It's a yin-yang, it's a balance, okay? It's a constant giving and a honoring a servanthood that keeps getting passed over. It's just so special when we can actually pause and not just skim through the entire chapter, but go, okay, but how do I do that? When we bless our spouse, we reflect God's love in a real, tangible way. If this hasn't been your strong suit recently, then why don't we start small? Why don't we leave a little sticky note of something sweet where he'll see it? Why don't we make his favorite meal or go to that really cool restaurant we both like? What if we actually just listened and allowed him to vent? I know men don't say much, but a trick that one of my friends actually shared with me was, when you are talking to your man, right, your husband, in your head, when he's talking, in your head, count 15 seconds. Or count to 15 and then speak. And you'll notice, yeah, by count number 12, 13, he's said the next sentence. But sometimes we as women our minds run so quickly and we have so many things to share and speak that we can sometimes speak over them. And I mean, they're not going to be butthurt about it, but we will never hear the full heart of the man if we don't give him the space to speak. So intentionally listening and just pacing ourselves as we do it, giving him the space to speak, and then creating little rituals. There's so many people who, when their spouse walks in the door from work, they say, "Hi, how's your day? Hello?" No, meet them at the door. Say, "Hey baby, I missed you today. How are you doing?" Like, where's the intention? So maybe it's a genuine check-in like that, or a nightly check-in where you get into bed and you say, "Hey, I really miss you today." "Oh, I'm so grateful for this. Thank you that you did that the other day." And express gratitude even when you feel like there isn't things to express gratitude for. There is something, Okay, there's just this very ugly thing called confirmation bias, where if we focus on the things that are negative and hurtful and unkind or unloving or unthoughtful, all the things, okay, if we focus on negative things, our brains will look for evidence to confirm that negative things are all that there is. And so in the same way, it can be used for good as well. But typically we kind of use the confirmation bias in a bad way. Nevertheless, what if we did him well with our words, with our thoughts, with our expectations, with our gratitudes, with our requests, kindness, nurture, with our encouragement? You're powerful as a woman. You can make or break a man. And it's unfortunate that that power gets misused both ways in relationships at times. But what if we used it for good? If you enjoyed this, let me know, because this is a little more focused on scripture and marriage and relationships and all good things. But let me know. Comment down below. Like and subscribe. That's the best way I know that you actually liked it, and we can keep doing stuff like this. But take that challenge. Just ask yourself, what does it look like to do him well in whatever capacity and season you are currently in, right? So, it was a pleasure. Love hanging with you. Come back around. You're precious. I hope that you have a really awesome day, and I'll see you soon.